Yes, yesterday I gave you one question to return. Okay. Right. First part is that reports. So right. Okay. When have you got your paper? Mark you gave you. Good mark. Shivani, how much you got? You did not write. See, just always you should write that. Then that will be a practice for you. Okay. How long will you wait? I think the friend will come now. Raman and or you went to native place. So yesterday something he was telling to madam. Your friends will come or not? No idea. Afterwards, which subject? After, yes, physics. Uday sir. Huh? See, yesterday we have done that Manchester came to India also. No? Now factories come up. Correct, no? This okay or blanks? Blank. Stop. Yes, they going the next day coming. Going next day coming. Which one? Center? No. What happened? When Naman will come? Monday maybe. He also did not join. Okay. See, we have studied some aspects of industrialization. What have we done? What we have done that? Can you tell something which we have done that industries have taken over the and the people are not. Yes. Then any more ideas? Why did they reward us? Because they thought that it was due to the fact. Okay. Then we have studied about how the production also stages we can see. Now we have to discuss about the factory system. Factory system is a system of large scale production. I think yesterday I have told about the conveyor belt system also. Huh? What we have learned about the conveyor system?
Means like in conveyor belt there are several parts inside that work that do the work that machine.
See, I'll tell you one example. Actually, that example was the making of the global war. I've heard about the Henry Ford. Henry Ford, the founder of Ford cars. In America, very famous car manufacturing Ford. So, this Ford cars during the 1920s, he set up big the factories at Detroit. This car manufacturing unit, he introduced the conveyor belt system. For that, he went into that animal slaughtering center. But he realized that it would be very easy if we set up conveyor belt system for manufacturing of cars. He introduced engine car manufacturing unit. So that when he introduced, every 3 minutes one car was manufactured. So we are in 2024. Then also we cannot imagine how a car can be manufactured within 3 minutes. But he manufactured it in his factory at that time, 1920s. That is after the First World War. Now, people had to work so much hard. Even though machines are there, what the workers have to do, that this particular part they have to give, then only it will be fitted in that car. So they did not get the time even for breathing. Or if they say hi to the next person, by the time that this car will come out without having that particular spare part. Then they protested against. So much strike started in this unit. Then when he protested, when the people protested or workers protested, they demanded an increase in wages, then they would work. He had a talk with these workers and then asked, told that, okay, I'll double your wages. At that time, it was not salary, monthly salary, it was weekly. So, okay, I will increase your wages. Workers were very happy, but he cut short that their production time by half. Means 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes they can't have to come out. Actually, the workers agreed upon that terms, so they had to work. So his production was not affected. That means car manufacturing was not affected. Here people were getting double salary or double wages. People were also not unhappy because even though they have to work more, they were getting double wages. At that time, other factories were not giving that much. So they agreed upon. So in that way, production increased like anything. People were getting money. Isn't it? When they were working, they were getting food. So go and get a clothes. Madam is there, no? So that those people boys. So they were also getting money. So what they used to do, so many things were produced. So when these things were produced, what happened? This has to be purchased. So workers got an opportunity to purchase all these things on higher purchase basis. Have you heard about higher purchase? अभी सामान ले सकता है पैसा वीकली और मंथली EMI present EMI system generally. So that time it was called a hire purchase. Means they can pay according to their convenience, weekly or whatever way they are telling. So many consumer durables were got it. So many consumer durables were purchased. They people according to their capacity, they started purchasing houses, washing machines, this cars, so many things. But after few years, it started that a Great Depression due to overproduction. Say, it is very difficult for us to imagine that due to overproduction, Great Depression had taken place. Because इतना सारा सामान है फिर कैसे डिप्रेशन आता है? But depression happened because if the people were not having the money to buy, yes, piled up. This means whatever consumer durables or whatever is made and piled up. So they don't have that space to keep. No workers को बोला तो काम मत करो, बंद करो. So when it is stopped, these people were not getting the wages. When they were not getting the wages, they were unable to pay back the money. So only option was to take away. That is, they tried to sell it off. Nobody want to buy. Because everyone to some extent purchases things and they don't want. This condition continued for about 5 years. So by the time share market collapsed, banks collapsed because all those places private banks are. Banks collapsed, unemployment increased like anything, price rise. So many related problems happened. This happened when industrialization was, it is connected. When large scale industries are there, the producers are piling up. The piled up products are not sold means it can increase unemployment, it can increase the prices. So many problems are there. So overproduction of whatever, that is agricultural products or industrial products, can give rise to such kind of problem. Here, when factories came, factories help in producing large amount of products. So that is what large scale factories. Now, when there is large scale factories, they need a huge capital. Have you heard about capital? Money means huge investment is required for setting up of machines, for purchasing the land, for related activities, raw material to be purchased. All those purposes, what is required? Capital. There were so many such entrepreneurs who gave finances or who were the financiers. Mostly the Sindhis were the financiers. Rich people, Parsis and Sindhis were the richer sections. They used to finance the business. We can see here the Sindhis, they gave money to this kind of business personalities and they increased their production. Now here, who set up industries in 19th century, where did the capital come from? Who came to work in the mills? So here few names are given. You start reading. Early entrepreneurs. Page 120.
To set up the industries in 19th century where capital come from. Who came to work in the mills? Industries were set up in different regions by very sorts of people. The history of many business groups goes back to trade with China. From the late 18th century, the British and India began exporting opium from China and took meat from China.
See what was that process? From India, British smuggled opium to China because opium is a drug. It was not openly allowed to sell. So Chinese did not like the Chinese kings or that Delhi Manchu dynasty. They prohibited the trade of anything from foreign countries. But still secretly smuggled this opium to China. And there the traders sold tea to British people. So opium in return tea. So this way a kind of trade developed.
Many Indians became junior players in this trade, providing finance, procuring supplies, and shipping consignments.
What were the activities underlying this point? They become part, Indians become part of this trade, providing finance, procuring supplies, and shipping consignments. These were the activities of Indian trade partners. Okay.
Having earned trade, some of these businessmen had visions of developing industrial enterprises. In Bengal, Varkaran Tagore repeated his fortune to the China trade before return to industrial investment, setting up 6 joint stock companies in the 1830s and 1840s.
You just imagine 1830s and 1840s, 6 joint stock companies he set up. Underline that point, Dwarkanath Tagore. Joint stock companies, have you heard about the joint stock company? Stock exchanges, have you heard it? Share market and so that time, joint stock companies, that means stocks and shares, so that the business can flourish. So Dwarkanath Tagore from Bengal, he set up 6 stock exchanges and then only he turned to industries. Okay, that was the first Indian person.
Tagore's enterprises sank along with those of others to provide a business crisis of the 1840s. But later in the 19th century, many of the China traders became successful industrialists.
See, Tagore's enterprise sink because that money he amassed through not through a fixed process. It was coming, going. We know that the share market is like that, ups and downs. The value of that industrial shares or product shares can reduce also. So because of that, his business was like a sinking ship. Gone. But at the same time, Chinese traders emerged, or industry, not traders, industrialists flourish.
In Bombay, parties like Industralisation and chiefly preserve one chief data building industrial empires in India and created an initial wealth partly from exports to China and partly from raw potential effects to India.
Two persons mentioned over here, Dinshu Petit and Jamshedji Tata. Do you remember this? Who was this Jamshedji Tata? Jamshedpur, that is iron steel, that is Tata Industries, that great grandfather. That person set up iron steel, first iron steel industry in India. So that person, both of them made huge fortunes through the trade. What were their products? Raw cotton and industrial empires in accumulated partly through the exports to China as well as raw cotton to Britain. Clear? See, why I am telling that I am just giving importance to this part. It is these industrialist names later, Birla is all these personalities are there in nationalism in India. How much is our nationalism in India? Up to that much only. Okay. Later on, civil disobedience movement, you have industrialists and big business well participated. So some of the names are coming. D.D. Birla. So that is why I am telling you to read. At least you will remember that. Okay. You just continue. Let her.
State worldwide businessman who set up the first Indian mill in Kolkata in 1917, also trade with China. So did the father as well as grandfather of the famous industrialist G.D. Bill.
So who set up first Indian jute mill in Kolkata? Seth Hukum Chand. Okay, Seth Hukum Chand set up first jute mill in Kolkata. Then another important industrialist was G.D. Birla's father as well as grandfather of the famous industrialist. G.D. Birla's father and grandfather. So they helped in setting up of industries in India. We know that at present, these great personalities, industrialist names are not there. We are hearing only about the two names. Which are the two names? Ambani and Adani. These people were famous when India was nothing. When India was under the British rule. I am not telling that India was a poor country. If India was a poor country, how could they come to India? No, nothing was there that time. Also, Indian traders and industrialists or Indian businessmen were that entrepreneurs. They were giving capital or finance to the world countries trade. That much powerful industrialists were there. But now they were made to subside and another personality is emerged. So this great person's names we should remember because they were the founders of industries in India. Okay. G.D. Birla's father and great grandfather. Okay.
Capital was accumulated through other trade network. Some merchants from Madras traded with Burma, while others had links with the Middle East and East Africa. There were yet other commercial groups, but they were not directly involved in external trade.
So capital accumulated through other trade networks, not only that raw materials selling or the other goods which were the opium and all. That kind of trade was not the only means. There were other means by which they have developed the trade connection. Then there were another commercial groups, but they were not directly involved. Because those people were just financing. They were not involved in that international trade, especially trade with Britain. They were just financing those people who were actually trading. That is why it was not included.
They operated within India, carrying the goods from one place to another, banking, funding, transferring funds between cities and financing trade.
Now, you are there. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay.
When opportunities of the investment in the industries opened up, many of them set up the factories. As the colonial control over the Indian trade tightened the space within which Indian merchants could function became increasingly limited. They were barred from trading with Europe in manufactured goods and had to export mostly raw materials and food grains, raw cotton, opium, wheat, and indigo required by the British.
So what they were barred from trading with Europe in manufactured goods, but they were trading with certain items. What are the items? Raw cotton, opium, wheat, and indigo. What is indigo? So indigo is the color. That is, we know that Belgium may indigo hai. I. Okay, so that color is used for dyeing purpose. Europe also they were having certain color, but that color is not as good as Indian indigo. So that is why they were forced to grow. They were
also gradually edged out of shipping business. Till the First World War, European managing agency in fact controlled a large sector of Indian industry. Three of the biggest ones were Hegglers and Andrew
Jarvis, Miller and Co. See this company's name just for namesake you use and underline this one. Bird, Hegglers and Co. Andrew Yule and Jarvis, Miller and Co. These four names comes in.
These agencies mobilize the capital, set up joint stock companies and manage them. In most instances, Indian financiers provided the capital while the European agency made all investment and the business decision. The European merchant interest traders had their own chamber of commerce, which Indian businessmen were not allowed to do.
So this was the condition, financing, trade. But in the big businesses, many of the Indians were not allowed to be the partner. But some Parsi, Marwari, and the Bengali industrialists got the chance of become the financiers and the trade partners. Many of the other Indians were there just transporting goods from one part to other part, helping them to export it to other countries. The British did not allow Indians to be the part of that business. Clear? Where did the workers come?
Factories needed workers with the expansion of factories. This demand increased. In 1901, there were 584,000 workers in Indian factories. By 1946, the number was over 2,436,000. In most industrial regions, workers came from districts around. Peasants and artisans who found no work in the village went to the industrial centers in search of work. Over 50% workers in the Bombay cotton industries in 1911 came from the neighboring district or neighboring district.
So this is not so important. You just read the peculiarities of industrial growth. Turn the pages.
European managing agencies, which dominated industrial production in India, were interested in certain kinds of products. They established tea and coffee plantations, acquiring land at cheap rates from the colonial government, and they invested in mining, indigo, and jute. Most of these products were required primarily for export trade and not for sale in India. When Indian businessmen began setting up industries in the late 19th century, they avoided competing with Manchester goods in Indian market. Since yarn was not an important part of British exports into India, the early cotton mills in India produced coarse cotton yarn, thread rather than fabric. When yarn was imported, it was only of superior variety. The yarn produced in Indian spinning mills was used by handloom weavers in India and exported to China. By the first decade of the 20th century, a series of changes affected the pattern of industrialization. As the Swadeshi movement gathered momentum, nationalists mobilized people to work for foreign growth.
So for one of the point that the change happened. And the Swadeshi movement came. Indian nationalists encourage Indians to boycott foreign goods. So when boycott is there, use of Swadeshi was part of it. And encourage the people to use Indian made goods and boycott foreign goods. The most important item they boycotted was the clothes. So there was a huge demand for Indian made. But there was a big problem in that. What was that? Indian
Because costly.
very costly, so people could not afford it. Good. Okay, so that was the change. Next, continue.
Industrial groups organized themselves to protect their collective interests, pressuring the government to increase tariff protection and grant other concessions. From 1906, moreover, the export of Indian yarn to China declined since produce from Chinese and Japanese mills flooded the Chinese market. So industrialists in India began shifting from yarn to cloth production. Cotton piece goods production in India doubled between 1900 and 1912.
See, we have seen earlier, India started exporting yarn, not the cloth. So India's yarn was of very high quality. That is what Indian spindlers could make that high quality yarn. So that there was this period in which Indian yarn export to China. It was very high. But afterwards what happened? 1906, the export of Indian yarn to China declined because the produce from Chinese and Japanese mills flooded in the Chinese market. So because of that, Indian yarn demand reduced. Then industrialists in India began shifting from yarn to cloth production. So there was a shift from yarn to cloth production. If it is final product, we know that the value of the product is high. So that way, from 1900, the product 1900 to 1912, the production of cloth doubled. Okay.
Why
First
did
one.
it?
This point is very important because it is having connectivity to that lesson, nationalism in India. Next part. Why did industrial production in India increase?
During the
Okay,
first
Mark.
war,
Predict.
till the First World War, industrial growth was low. The war created dramatically new situation. With British mills busy the war production to meet the needs for the army, adjusted imports into India declined. Suddenly, Indian mills had lost home market to supply.
Underline this. During the First World War time, the import from adjusted market declined, and there was a large scale demand for this clothes in the domestic market. Okay, that was first point. Next.
As the war prolonged, chain factories were called upon to supply war needs, jute bags, clothes for army uniforms, belts, leather boots, horse, and who sell and host of their items.
So next stage is that when the war continued, when First World War have started, they underestimated it. Okay, war will stop within 4 months. That was the estimation of the European countries. But the war continued for 4 years. It was an unexpected thing. So that time, they could not concentrate in production, industrial production. So they looked upon the colonies to supply the war needs. So that is why there was need for or demand for war-related things. War-related means army uniforms are there, saddles are there. Understood what is saddle? Saddles are there and many more, jute bags and all. All these were supplied by the industries of India. So there was huge production. There was a huge loss before that, and that was compensated during the war. That is why once the war got over, Indians were not ready to export this raw material. They wanted to continue that production. Understood? New factories.
New factories were set up, and old ones ran multiple shifts.
So many of the factories that is earlier were producing some other goods, but now shifted for that war-related things. That is for supplying that supplies to war areas. Okay, so wood, other things and all. That is railways and all. But specifically meant for supplying the things. Now what happened? The existing ones had to do multiple shifts to increase the production. Understood? So new factories also got a chance to rise up. So new factories set up and old were doing many shifts to complete that or fulfill the needs. Next step.
Many new workers were employed, and everyone was made to work longer hours.
So these were the important development during the war time, First World War time. Actually, I told you, I'm just making you to learn it during war time, First World War time, how the industries were affected or influenced by the First World. Okay, so one or two sentences you can get from there. You just understand the cycle of it. That is how this can be. Continue. Suja, you have to hand over now. That is the rule now. Huh? No? Those students are also handling. Every branch design but hand out with boxes that. One box was here.
But they were for champions.
See, this kind of disturbance is there, that is why they told. You have to either hand over manage step also, that is something of course. Hand over, better hand over then. I see students are. That point is coming for next lecture. Ash, na? Ash.
पता नहीं कल आया नहीं.
कल नहीं आए. इसके पहले तो मेरे पास में आया था ना, लास्ट वीक में आया. Sleep is sleepy. Sitting
मैं
is.
बाहर गया हूँ बोला था.
Ah. Okay, you continue the next part also. Shiva.
Over the war, years industrial production boom. After the war, Manchester could never recapture its old position in the Indian market. Unable to modernize and compete with the US, Germany and Japan, the economy of Britain crumbled after the war. Cotton production collapsed and export of the cotton wool from the Britain fell dramatically. Within the colonies, local industrialists gradually consolidated their position, substituting foreign manufacturers and capturing the home market.
So that is Manchester products decline or demand for it decline, and it could not restore its loss. Okay, fast.
Industry
Predominant.
While factory industries grew steadily after the war, large industries found only a small segment of economy. Most of them, about 67% in 1911, were located in Bengal and Bombay.
Underline where it was where most of the small scale industries were located, Bengal and Bombay.
Over the rest of the country, small scale production continued to predominate.
It is not in the factory level, small scale. Yesterday we have seen that that cottage based or workshop based. So that used to continue or predominate.
Only a small proportion of retail industries like the force works in the registered factories. 5% of 5% in 1911 and 10% in 1931.
You see that in 1911, 5% laborers work in factory sector. 1931, 10%. Rest 90% of the labor force work in that cottage industries or that what is that small that areas, not in factories, hardly 10%. So that was the condition. Workshop, that is what I was just trying to remember.
The rest work in small workshops and household units, often located in alleys and by lanes, invisible to the passerby. In fact, in some instances, handicrafts production actually expanded in the 20th century. It is true even in the case of handloom sector that we have discussed. This cheap machinery thread wiped out the spinning industry in the 19th century.
You just read like that. While cheap machine-made thread wiped out the spinning industry in the 20th century, the weavers survived despite problems.
You must check power share.
Which type of smart you got? Partial, yeah. That, I am not handing over to them. I'm just handing over to that section. They are entering the mark, uploading, then thinking that percentage, all those. People work. Okay, my work is taking, handing over to one. So many sections are. Marking work. Understood, yesterday I told you. See, that's not a. So that is not good enough. Yesterday I told about handwriting also. One very important thing is about handwriting. That it captivate our attention. No? Okay, good, presentation good. Means nicely if you are presenting, then mark automatically will come. Sometimes you know that the mistakes inside will not be notified. Presentation artist handwriting, just write and write and write. So handwriting automatically gets. Two things are handwriting and second is presentation. While writing, you just make the points, underline the points. This is what the CBSE expected from you. So when you are writing a point, leave it afterwards you can underline. So leave a line. Okay, एक line छोड़ दो, फिर बाद में underline कर सकते हैं. But that should be focused. Yes, sir.
In the 20th century, handloom cloth production expanded steadily, almost tripling between 1900 and 1940 due to Swadeshi and Bharat. Explain how.
What you see, where you are doing that course. See, in the 20th century, handloom cloth production expanded steadily. Almost troubling. This 3 times. Between 1900 and 1940. 3 times, triple. Then, due to Swadeshi and boycott. So, boycotting of foreign goods and the use of Swadeshi. Because of that, triple the production. Okay.
Explain how handloom cloth production expanded in 20th century. Famines did not affect the sale of Banarasi or Voluntary sarees. Explain the given statement. This was partly because of technological changes. Handicraft people adopt new technology if that helps them improve production without excessive pushing of.
See, handicraft people adopt a new technology. So without increasing the cost, they can make a more production. See, normally when we are doing any kind of production, that is capital investment or other type of investment they are increasing. So production cost is more. With more cost of production, we cannot sell it cheaper price. But here they adopted a new technology without much investment. This can be done. So that was the technology adopted by the handicraft. Yes, Armaya, you just read this one. Explain how handloom cloth. That is
Okay, ma'am.
2 points over.
Okay, ma'am. Explain how handloom cloth production expanded in 20th century. Famines did not affect the sale of Banarasi or Balukari saris. Explain the given statement. This was partly because of technological changes. Handicrafts people adopt new technology if that helps them improve production without excessively pushing up costs. So by the second decade of 20th century, we find weavers using looms with a fly shuttle. This increased productivity per worker, speeded up production and reduced labor demand. By 1941, over 35% of handlooms in India were fitted with fly shutters. In regions like Travancore, Madras, Mysore, Cochin, Bengal, the proportion was 70 to 80%. There were,
Understand?
sev- there were several other small innovations that helped weavers improve their productivity and compete with the mill sector. Certain groups of weavers were in a better position than others to survive the competition with mill industries. Amongst weaver, some produced coarse cloth while others wove finer varieties. The coarser cloth was bought by the poor and its demand fluctuated violently. In times of bad harvest and famines, when the rural poor had little to eat and their cash income disappeared, they could not possibly buy cloth. The demand for finer varieties bought by well-to-do was more stable. The rich could buy these even when the poor starved. Famines did not affect the sale of Banarasi or Baluchari sarees. However, as you have seen, mills could not imitate the specialized weaves. Saris with woven borders or the famous lungis and handkerchiefs of Madras could not easily be displaced by mill production. Weavers and other craftspersons who continued to expand production through the 20th century did not necessarily prosper. They lived harder lives and worked long hours. Very often, the entire household, including all women and children, had to work at various stages of the production process. But they were not simply remnants of past times in the age of factories. Their life and labor was integral to the process of industrialization.
See, by introducing fly shuttle, they increased the production. Two varieties they began to produce. One is coarser one and one is finer one. Coarse means the rough cloth. This was used by the poor people, and the finer ones were used by the richer houses. This, those who could afford. Now, when problems arise, that like famines or other kind of problems, then these people were not having any other source of income. They could not buy that clothes. They have seen that finer clothes who have purchased, it is lasting longer. But those who purchase the coarser ones, it is not lasting. So the life of the people, especially the poor, are affected a lot during the times of famine and other types of difficulties. Got it? It's not that much, but we are learning this part to understand the stages of life of the. So people had gone through a lot of miseries. See, one small incident I will tell you. Mahatma Gandhi, we all heard of. Mahatma Gandhi's lot of stories we are hearing. So once what happened, once a little child came to Gandhiji. So before that, she talked to her mother, बापू तो ड्रेस नहीं पहनता है तो हम एक शर्ट दे देगा बापू के पास पैसा नहीं है तो हम एक शर्ट खरीद के देगा so this mummy brought this child to college so बापू जी आपको हमारा मम्मी एक शर्ट खरीद के देगा आप शर्ट पहनना so बापू जी ने बताया कि हमारा कंट्री में इतना सारा लोगों के लिए आपका मम्मी के पास पैसा रहेगा तो ड्रेस खरीद के देगा तब मैं understood or not in our country there are large number of people who are not able to afford clothes. Gandhiji was not like a poor person, so he belonged to the Parsi family, richer family. And he worked in South Africa as a barrister and he returned back to India. So he was not having any problem in buying a shirt or like that. But we used to see his pictures without having the shirt. Because he told majority of our countrymen are not able to afford. When he went to England for second roundtable conference also, he did not clear that. So, Churchill, I think so, he called him half naked. So that insult he accepted with the happiness only. Because millions of Indians are not able to afford the dress, it's fine. So let it be. So that kind of condition we have to understand. Our forefathers have sacrificed a lot. The life of the people, vast majority of the people were in poverty. They could not afford buying clothes. Whatever is that, one side, there are richer sections, they invest and they carry out trade, but on the other side, majority of the people could not afford. That is why we are learning to understand the life of the people. The one side, industrialization and progress, on the other side. In India, at present 32%, that is the data of the government. 32% are living below the poverty line, BPL. So then hardly 5% is that richer section. And the gap is the 32 and this 5, that people are considered as the middle class people. And in India, these people, they are supporting the other. Those who are not able to have the basic needs. So those who are able to have their living, these people have to support. This is what the things. So we are seeing only one side of the life of the people. You are having everything. You can see large number of people who are not able to have their daily necessities. See, while traveling, you might have seen children on the street begging. Have you seen? When you are traveling by your car or like that, when it is stopped for a while, signal ke liye stop kiya, to let's say aake mangta hai. But I never give like that. Giving out, I'm just telling frankly, okay. I just ask them, why don't you go to school? There are so many government schools which provide them free education and everything. Uniform free, everything, even food also they are taking. But that they are not doing. The sentence which we are completing, before that they will run out. If we are educated, then what is the benefit in future? They don't have to beg. We need to give alms to the poor, those who are really needy, who cannot do work by themselves. There are so many people who cannot do anything, that people need help or we need to help. But those who are purposely doing, it become a habit of their life. Because next day also they will do, continue to do. Isn't it? See, some people who come to your doorstep asking money. Okay, so if you are telling that okay, you just come for doing that household work, they will pay you. They don't want to do like that. They want to beg from others and have a kind of life without doing it. That is why some of the people are considered to be poor. Otherwise, if they are doing whatever they could, they are healthy, no? They can do their work. So there are lives of people who are not able to do and not having income, their condition is poor. On the other side, those who are enjoying it. So that lies we have learned here with the emergence of industries. Now we are going to learn very interesting thing, how marketing of goods take place. Do you have any idea how marketing, according to you, how marketing is taking place? Right?
Like those labeling of before shirts we have.
Pardon? I
Like
did
on the
not.
shirts we have labeling.
Ah,
That is a type of marketing.
marketing. Okay. Selling. See how this advertisement is one of the way to market the goods. What advertisement is there?
Posters and
Posters
to attract
and
billboards.
billboards. Okay.
Uh,
TV ads. Okay.
in newspapers.
Shivam. We are talking about advertisement, you know. Can you give another if you are social media? See, your family is having a business. I am telling. I don't know. That is what you are doing. Your family is having a business and you want to sell your product. What type of advertisement you will give? In order to introduce that product in the market.
More samples,
Eh?
that means to go samples means the product which I'm selling.
Ah.
I will take some samples and I can see in some places they show that samples like this. I can do that. So billboards can
Okay, you posters, newspaper ads, and sponsors. Okay. So you have some ideas about Armaya. You are having
Yes,
a
ma'am.
new product. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
How will you market your new product?
That it is better than others. That it is made in more finer way. It is yes, it is more made in finer way. It is better than others. It gives you the most efficient way.
Okay, you all are having different ideas. That is magazines. You all have different ideas about how you are going to sell your product. You want to show that your product is better than others. Okay, so that the people will be attracted to your product. Another way is that so you are advertising your product, that is drawing the attention of others to buy your product.
We can give testers.
Okay, what type of product you can give that investors?
The product which can be.
Your that is family business, which your product is tire. So that you can only give for the state. Okay. So some eatables if it is there. Okay. Then another way you have seen that so many ads are there in which famous personalities are coming to advertise. Film stars are there, mostly film stars, cricket players or other sports personalities are there. No? Boost is the secret of my energy. Have you seen that ad? So small children are attracted towards that. Then there is an advertisement of gems. Gems, have you seen? And all that is middle-aged person is which have craviness to eat that gems. So, okay, so these all are some kind of advertisement which draw the attention of the people, and the people are, ये हमारा film personality, actor or actress is taking this one. So we will also buy. Actually, they never use that product. So in order to increase your beauty, that is some actresses are advertising some kind of products. Fair and lovely. So many products are advertised by them. So people are thinking that is beauty ka secret hai. So we will be attracted to that. So one of the means of drawing the attention or canvassing the attention of the consumers is advertisement. Okay, so let's see that is different ways of advertisement. I'll tell you one example. That is, I had one experience many years back. One salesperson, that time this much marketing advertisement was not there. So salesperson used to go door to door. Okay. Once one salesman came to my doorstep. Then he was having some packet with him. He told her that is, madam, ये आपके लिए company की तरफ से. I told first itself, I don't want anything because I don't see, so I told go. No, नहीं, madam, ये आपको company की तरफ से. Then okay, company की तरफ से दे दिया ना, so I just got it and kept it on the table. Then he told me, ये आपके लिए मेरे तरफ से. But this man, उसके तरफ से कंपनी के तरफ से दे रहे क्यों दे रहे? So I just took it and kept it on the table. So nearby, that is near the door, this one is there. So third, he gave another packet and told her, madam, give me 99 rupees. And I told him, why 99 rupees? It's the price 99. So I told him, no, I don't want the third one. You gave company ke taraf se or your mistake. I want that today. I don't want the third one. Then what he told her, if you are purchasing that, these two are free. And I asked him, why did you give the first one and second one? You should tell first. If you are purchasing one packet, you will get 2 packets free. That also washing program. So I just I don't want it. Started arguing. I don't know, did I call you? Must take away and go. I don't want that. So this type of because company has sent that salesman to sell this product and he used a new tactic. Instead of telling that if you are purchasing one packet for 99 rupees, you will get 2 packets extra. Now also 1 plus 1 offer. Buy and get 1 free. And one new this thing, ad angles or something is there. I don't know. That is one advertisement is there. 10 rupees ka 10 rupees cashback. So how will it work? I can't understand also. I did not try. But it was advertised like that. 10 rupees ka liya to 10 rupees cashback aega. So what final company can give? It is given. Like very rarely. Yes.
तो वो क्या करेंगे मतलब एयरटेल का तुम लोग लोगे उसके ऊपर तुम लोग को कैशबैक मिलेगा
And that too, they give it free.
So we 10 rupees का less रहेगा तो 10 रुपए cashback होने से तो पैकेट ऐसे चलता है पैकेट बनाने का भी पैसा. So these are some of the techniques to draw the attention of the people to purchase the goods. So advertisement is the most important way to sell the products. In the earlier times also, these tactics were there. That time, they did not use that people to advertise it. They use pictures of that gods, goddesses, and some other kind of pictures which draw the attention of the people. अभी एक पैकेट के ऊपर गॉड का इमेज होएगा तो ना पीपल गॉड का इमेज है वो हमको खरीदना चाहिए. Earlier time, now we know that God का image is in a picture ही होता है. But earlier time people were drawn towards that the pictures which were there on the packet of the products. So that way they sell the products. Say another thing is that this pictures of gods, goddesses, and another interesting thing I will tell you. Have you heard about Make of USA? Have you heard about it? What is
It
it?
is made in US.
So then why make of USA? Then normally it is made in USA. Eh? It is having some difference. Have you, nobody heard about this one? Dekha. Made in USA you might have seen. Make of USA? देखा इंडिया में है. It is in Mumbai only. Ulhasnagar Sindhi Association. Ulhasnagar you have heard about, no? Ulhasnagar Sindhi Association is there, and that Ulhasnagar Sindhi Association is manufacturing the goods with that advertisement, Make of USA. So by seeing USA name, people will be drawn towards it. But this Make of USA is not having mottos or whatever requirements. If you are purchasing a fan, a very attractive fan you will get. But in the packet, that the main motto or whatever is required, that will not be there. So we have the experience. That is why I am telling. I did not go. So one of my cousin came from, he is in the business this thing. So he thought that when he came to Mumbai, he will purchase so many fans. You are first of all industrially gold. So fan means it add your sleep. Okay. So he is in the business thing. He thought that is some what is it, a mixie and this type of electronic goods we take back, we can sell it. Right? If it is getting for 700, we can sell it for 1,200. He thought that. So he purchased and went to native place. When he opened and this fixed it, he saw that the motor is not there. His son had done that electrical engineering. So what he did, he purchased that motor, fixed it, and then started it. So every machine, he fixed that one, sold it at a very good price. Then only we realized this Make of USA means without having main parts, main component. Very attractive. We cannot return it. If bills are there, then only proof is there. So they will not give bill. So we cannot return. And how they will accept it? You might have purchased from some other place. There's no proof. No. We are not taking photo with that trader. So this way, the people are making, see, attractive advertising make in USA. You think that USA say, I have product hai, jara kam daam mein milta hai. So this kind of advertising technology was a way to sell the products. Okay. So how was marketing done after industrialization? From here, you read 4 sentences, you read the next 4, you read like that.
income.
We have seen how British manufacturers attempted to take over the Indian market and how Indian peoples and craftsmen and industrialists resisted for earlier countries demanded that tariff protection created the spaces and tried to extend market coverage. But when new products are produced, they have to be rated by them. They have to be like producing the product. How the markets puts the industrialization. One way in which infrastructures are created in advertisements as advertisements make products of their desires and necessary.
So we, by seeing the advertisement, we will feel that it is very essential for us. Without that, we cannot. So that way, captivating advertisements the people create.
They try to shape the minds of people and create new things. Today we live in a world where advertisements surround us.
Next.
Here, appearing newspaper magazine, boarding, street world, television. But if we look back into history, we find that from the very beginning of the industrial age, advertisements have played a part in expanding the market of products and in shaping a new consumer culture. When the Manchester industrialists began selling the clothes in India, they put label on the clothes bundle. The label was needed to make the place of manufacture and the name of the company familiar to the buyer. The label was also the mark of quality. When the buyer saw made in Manchester written in the bold on the label, they were expected to feel confident about buying the clothes. But the label did not only carry the words and text, they also carried the image and were very often beautiful illustrated. If we look at the old label, we can have some idea of the mind of the
Yes. Enough. Next.
Images of Indian gods and goddesses regularly appear on these labels because as if the association with gods gave divine importance to these souls. The printed image of Krishna or Saraswati was also intended to make a manufactured from a foreign land appear somewhat familiar to Indian people. By the late 19th century, manufacturers were printing calendars to popularize this product. Unlike newspapers and magazines, calendars were used even by people who could not read. They were hung in tea shops and in poor people's homes, just as much as in offices and middle class apartments. And those who hung the calendars had to see the advertisements day after day throughout the week.
See, many now also calendars are there. Okay, calendars present day we are using to see the dates and festivals. First of all, we used to see that when the festival is coming. Then you people are thinking about that is when Chutti will, when we will get a holiday, isn't it? So but most of the calendars bear the picture of gods. And in the shops and all, they used to hang this calendar. And day after day, they see the calendar. And they have nowadays small shops. One corner they used to keep and they used to like the same candles and agarbatti or like that. They start their business with that. Because they want the blessing of the God. But earlier time, that is calendars used to keep there, and that calendars bear the picture of that gods. That was the earlier way of. They believed that the gods will bring prosperity to them. Mostly the calendars bear the picture of that goddess Saraswati, no, what is that? Lakshmi. Goddess Lakshmi used to bring wealth and prosperity. So like that, beliefs were there, and more business will come. So they used to do that connect. All these are the ways of attracting the people and selling the products. Yes, you.
The message very often.
Where we are there? In these calendars.
In
First
these
is
calendars, once again, we see the figures of gods being used to sell the products. Like the image of gods, figures are important for personages of emperors and above, and adult advertisement in calendars. The message they often seem to say, if you respect the royal figure, then respect the product. And the product was being used well, the produced under royal command. Its quality could not be questioned.
so that sentence is important. That during the kingship time, they advertised like that. The message used to be written. So in the order of, or according to the order of that king only, this product is being manufactured. So king is using, so you must also use that way. So by seeing this advertisement or this message, people think that if we are not buying this product, king will get angry. So that way also people were drawn towards that captivating advertisement and purchase the goods.
When Indian manufacturers advertised the nationalist message was clear and loud. If you care for the national, then buy products that Indians produce. Advertisement became a vehicle of the nationalist message of Swadeshi.
Say, Swadeshi movement type. Swadeshi means of one's own country. That is our country's product. So if you are a nationalist, you must use Swadeshi product. So that kind of messages were given to the public, and large number of people participated in the national movement by using the Swadeshi goods. They cannot go and wage or fight with the British, but by using the Swadeshi product, they are becoming the part and parcel. Understood? So, how can the people become the part and parcel of the nationalist movement? By not going there. We have seen early nationalist movement time. Even the children also participated in that movement by boycotting foreign goods. I have read in one book, Indira Gandhi was a small child in 1990, when this 1990, 20, 21 and non-cooperation movement started. That time, what was that? Boycott was that. She had her relatives in foreign countries and she got a doll displayed in Barbie doll type. So she liked that one, but that was the time boycott movement was there. She herself threw that precious, that means she valued it so much, but she threw it in the burning fire. So means she also become part of that small child. Naturally, if we were in that age, would we have done? No.
Yes, ma'am.
No, you are getting now. You are getting, if that is gone, means another thing you can make. Eh? See, you got a small, what is that, garden villa or Bandhu villa for Kanaya or what? Will you throw it? Eh? Will you throw it in the this thing burning fire?
Ma'am, गाड़ी
Small this thing toy garden. Chalega? Why?
इस काम की गाड़ी बड़े होने के बाद
I am talking that if you were in that age, hardly that is 3 years or 4 years, you love to play with that. At that age, would you have thrown? No. Don't tell that. That will require lot of
Question क्या
I don't have any question. So that time, that a particular age, we were very fond of the things which we have. That is sometimes only we are getting. Nowadays, everything is available. If that is gone, means another thing is gone. But that was not often getting. That time, it was a rare thing she was having. But she threw it in the morning prayer to show that she is also part of the national movement. That is what earlier people used to do. That is participating in the national movement by doing this service. Understood? And you maybe we are connecting it with the nationalist movement, that is Swadeshi movement area. People are encouraged to use the Swadeshi made goods. Conclusion. Yes, Arnaya, are you sleeping or
Yes,
listening?
ma'am, I'm there.
I am there. Okay. Conclusion part you read.
Okay, ma'am.
Ah.
Conclusion. Clearly, the age of industries has meant major technological changes, growth of factories, and making of a new industrial labor force. However, as you have seen, hand technology and small scale production remained an important part of the industrial landscape. Now, important terms to remember.
No, not that much. I will give you 2, 3 questions that you have to learn. That is the future that we have that test. Homework. Yes. And now, 2, 3 minutes only. First, write your mark that. Why did we page number 133, 12th question. And 10th question.
कौन सा पहला
12,
हम पेज नंबर
3,
अच्छा
10, 12, then afterwards that 14, almost start. Jokers were the and then advertisement is more I want to do. Those are all of your 31st question. Getting that one jobbers if you are getting that. Okay. 31 I told advertise.
Ma'am, can you repeat all the questions? 10, 12, and 13, 14, 13.
Jobbers also you just find out and Comastas, this is number 14, right? Okay, bye bye. See you next week. Okay, next week we will continue for legal science. Very complicated. This is